Here we are at 8 Western Avenue in Kennebunk, Maine, which is on Kennebunkport Harbor. It's the birthplace of Shipyard Brewing, where Federal Jack's is, and where 8 Western Ave created Shipyard Shops back in 1990. Then we created the brewery in 92. But you'll see we have amazing shops.
The Shipyard Shops consist of Deborah Randall Art Gallery.
She's at home painting in her studio, and I'm in the gallery, and I get to see her new paintings, and I get to talk to people about art. And as you can see, she's magnificent with clouds and waters and waves.
The Deep Blue Gift Shop.
Well, we're here at the Deep Blue with Joanne, who is
I am the owner's mom, so I help out a couple days a week.
Oh, and did you just love it in the family? And so you were like, I'm gonna go in there.
Absolutely. I'm an artist myself. I do some of the watercolor work here, so it really interested me when he said, Mom, you want to work a couple days? I said, yes, for sure.
And Rococo Dessert Bar and Ice Cream Shop.
This is a spin-off of our classic scoop shop that's been in Kennebunkport since 2012. Here we take the same ice cream and we feature it in elevated dessert dining experiences with fun cocktails, milkshakes, floats. We do affogatos here. We have a really great bar program and really wonderful desserts.
And the Kennebunk Brewing Company. In 1992, entrepreneur Fred Forsley and master brewer Alan Pugsley, they established the Kennebunkport Brewing Company along with Federal Jack's. Word of their name ails quickly throughout Maine. Demand quickly outpaced their size, and in 1994, Shipyard Brewing Company was built in Portland, Maine. Today, the brewing at Kennebunk Brewing Company and Federal Jack's has been passed down a generation to Ben. They call him Fitzy Fitzgerald.
I've been learning to brew under some of the other masters that we have up at Shipyard, because this is Shipyard spurred off of Kennebunkport Brewing Company. This was the birthplace, one of the first breweries in Maine, so it's super exciting to get it going back down here again. We've taken a few years off without a brewer, and yeah, now we just did our first official brew. So we did Taint Town, one of our flagship ales down here in Kennebunkport, what all the locals have been asking for. It's a nice medium-bodied ale with a good, clean finish. We have a 7-barrel system, so we just did our first 7 barrels of it, and it'll be ready to drink another 5 or 6 days. We'll have it on the taps upstairs.
This is my nephew, Ben, and he's getting involved in brewing, learning to brew. We've been here 33 years. He grew up here. It's time for the next generation to get involved, and that's him.
All right, well, now that we found out all about behind the scenes and how the beer gets brewed, I'm gonna go do the girl thing and go shopping. Let's go.
Huge selection of t-shirts. Kind of a good story to tell is the Taint Town, the pale ale that we just brewed the other day was our first brew, starting back at Kennebunkport Brewing Company. We got that name, it was one of our original beers here, and we got that name. We're right on the river here in between Kennebunk and Kennebunkport. The locals used to call it kind of Lower Village, but the real locals called it Taint Town. So that's where we came up with the name Taint Town Pale Ale, because of Taint Kennebunk and the Taint Kennebunkport. And we're right in the middle, so. That's how we got that, but yeah, down here in the gift shop, all kinds of great things, a lot of nautical gifts and different things like that, and a lot of stuff just supporting the brewery.
After shopping at the KBC gift shop, it was time to hit the world-famous Federal Jack's restaurant and brew pub. It's one of Maine's first brew pubs, Federal Jack's. The popular restaurant and pub is also the birthplace of Shipyard Brewing Company's award-winning line of handcrafted ales.
It is the birthplace of Shipyard, literally right below our feet, and we're brewing beer down there today as we speak. So it's a huge honor, and it's we take great responsibility in being a part of the community and representing Shipyard and Federal Jack's and everything that stands for.
Speaking of beer, you have a new one.
Yeah, so we have the American Pale Ale Nitro, which is a golden nitro, so it's really like a golden stout. We just got that here, well, in the States recently, but here at Feds about 2 months ago, and the guests love it. It's been a big hit so far, and it's flying out of the bar, so it's great.
All right. I'm gonna be a bartender. All right, you hold the mic.
All right.
Tell me all about the Mug Club while I pour.
All right. So yeah, here at Federal Jack's, we've got a 300-member mug club. We've got about 80 names on our wait list as well. With that, we do 2 large mug club socials a year. Complimentary food, entertainment, giveaways, raffles. We have a Mug Club Monday where we do discounted prices with double points. There's discounts on our menu every day for the Mug Club members, and they're a huge part of the community here at Federal Jack's, specifically with our regular guests in the off season. Wow, you should be a bartender.
That
nice
was
work.
good.
That's very good.
Actually, I was a bartender for a long time.
There you go. Yeah, so the Mug Club's a huge part of what we do and who we are, and we love those guys, and we're glad to have them.
A lot of people talk about how did you create the name Shipyard, or where was it from? Originally, the Shipyard Shops were called Riverview Shops.
Okay, what does that mean?
Nothing. I was fortunate enough to meet an artist named Ken Hendrickson. He came up with the design of that, which the original...
And that's what we see behind us right
Well,
now.
not only that, but the original 22-ounce bottle that we did in Kennebunk at KBC below was a picture of this sign, what ultimately became Shipyard Export Ale. This was the original inspiration for the Shipyard logo. And the photograph over here, Ken Hendrickson did a replica of a ship being launched, and at the time put a number of the patrons that used to come to Federal Jacks, and some of them still do. This is a community pub, you know, and one thing that makes beer special is community. Love of beer, love of community,
Love of beer,
love of family. So, cheers.
It's great, thank you.
Thank you.